Natural family planning. You might say, how do I go about explaining that? And you might also say, I'm not involved in this in any way. It has nothing to do with me. I don't want to know the details. I'm okay with that. But the basis of society is the family. We want that to be true, good, and in alignment with God's plan for us because He has the blueprint and we don't know what we're doing. So honestly, you really have to be like, I want to have as many kids as God sends me. Really? I'm just gonna have 2 or 3. Well, how do you expect to do that? Birth control? Wow, you're brave. What do you mean by that? Contraceptives are so bad for your body. No, they're not. My friends have been taking them for years and they're perfectly fine. Tell me again, why are you using contraceptives? Because I don't want to make babies left and right. Taking the pill or getting the shot just means that you're putting different hormones into your body so that you don't get pregnant. Well, my understanding of contraceptives is that they're supposed to stop ovulation. And if they don't, you could still get pregnant. But then again, you have a cervical mucus from the contraceptives and it changes the lining of your uterus, okay? If you have a fertilized egg within yourself, it is like your future child, but it can't implant, so you just like flush it down the toilet or it comes out in your clothes or something. And you might say, oh, what are my chances of getting cancer with the pill, even though tons of people take the pill? The pill in 2005 was classed as a class 1 carcinogen, which means it causes cancer. That's not true. Really? Then how do they work? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. You don't have to be a doctor to figure it out. Okay, well, there's always Depo-Provera. Depo-Provera has been linked to long-term irreversible bone loss. That means your bone density is going down. You don't even know this. Other side effects can include, irregular menses. You can get headaches. You can get weight gain, abdominal pain, and just dizziness, nausea. On top of that, you're getting a shot. Okay, well, what about, honestly, all forms of contraceptives are harmful for your body. They can affect your brain, your liver, your heart, they can give you blood clots. And honestly, most of the side effects that women experience are dizziness, nausea, lowered libido, breakthrough bleeding, mood swings. Okay, and what does the doctor tell you? He says, try something else. So basically, he's sending you in a circle, and you're just feeding this mass market. I guess I could research it. I know, but as a Catholic, you shouldn't be using contraceptives. If you're married, your vocation in life is to produce a family, to raise your children, to love God, to be open to God's decision for your family. He has the blueprint. We have no idea what we're doing. Okay, fine. I guess I'm just supposed to be a baby-making machine. Dude, you can just use natural family planning. What's natural family planning? Wow, I can't believe you've never heard of this before. Natural family planning is a way of achieving or avoiding pregnancy according to God's plan. There's 2 different ways you can do it: ecological breastfeeding or the symptothermal method. And one is where you just breastfeed your children and it spaces them out naturally, or the other one is where you just measure a woman's fertile and infertile times and you do or do not engage at those points when she's fertile or infertile, depending on whether you can or cannot take care of children. Oh my gosh, sounds like a big load of work. But it really isn't that difficult. Once you figure it out, it's so much easier and it's 99% effective. Really? Don't you want a good relationship with your husband? Don't you want your husband to respect you and love you and you guys are a team and not this back and forth thing with the contraceptives? Because honestly, I hear a lot of women saying, oh, I'm controlling my birth control and he can't control, we're not having any more kids. Or it's the other way around. And honestly, that kind of tension and the secret battle going on between the couples is not good for the marriage. That's why so many couples divorce. But honestly, if you're using natural family planning, you'll have a stronger bond with your husband. You'll have better communication with your husband because you're both planning your relationship together. Well, that would be nice. And the way NFP works is that you cannot help but improve the relationship you have in your marriage. You need to communicate, you need to work together as a team so you can only make your marriage better. Get out of here. It also raises your appreciation of intimacy because, let's face it, if someone's really, really poor and they can't take care of children and they have to abstain during fertile times, then when they don't have to anymore, they have such a greater appreciation for that intimacy. That's actually not so bad. And I know you were worried about this. What if I get married and then we have to get a divorce and he doesn't love me anymore? Well, let me tell you this. The divorce rate for natural family planning couples is 5%. So what do you think? Maybe you could give it a try. So honestly, who out there, if they know all the information necessary to make an informed decision, is going to say,
getting cancer, blood clots, depression, anxiety, losing a fertilized egg, encouraging selfishness in my marriage, and losing bone density really doesn't bother me at all?
That's just crazy. Natural family planning is the way to go.